Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more of the meta. Once again, I want to show you some defensive gameplay. Me using the Carolina defensive playbook and running against some people that are running, 21 personnel. I'll be jumping in between basically the 4-4 split, and also I'll be using the penny defense, but also I'm using nickel defense in particular. Whenever I see tight formations, I like to jump into basically nickel set and interchanging cover 3 hard flats to cover 3 match. For the most part, I find that if I do run into tight sets, I like to use cover 3 hard flats because it takes away a lot of passing concepts that people like to go ahead and use in the game, and that's why I use it. So let's go ahead and jump into this gameplay. I actually have a couple games. These are a couple rage quits. Go against someone who's playing with the Detroit Lions, which has got a really good roster. I like the Detroit Lions roster in Madden. The only thing I don't like about the Detroit Lions roster and Madden is that their defensive backs are slow compared to other teams. They don't have like 90+ defensive backs. They're very, they don't really have like fast defensive backs. Now, whenever I see 21 personnel, like these strong formations or I-form formations, I like to use a split, and I like to go ahead and show my opponent some pressure right away. I want to go ahead and take away any kind of run game that they have. And I want to take that away from them immediately in the game. I want to show it to them that if they're going to run, it's going to be hard. They're not going to be able to get easy yards against me with the running game. So this guy comes out in I form, off close. I think he's tried to go ahead and do a stretch play once again. And I go ahead and shift my line over, and you can see I have a defender out there that goes ahead and doesn't get blocked, and puts him into a 3rd and 12 situation. So two bad plays for him. He jumps into a single back play right here, and I'm just going to hit him with the house and want pressure coming in. He's at right here, right at the line. So it's one of those situations where basically I'm going to have pressure in his face, and these guys should match. So if he does go in vertical, they're going to be able to be matching right there. I'm just going to go and try to hit him with some pressure and see how he responds to it in this type of situation. So you can see the pressure comes in. He actually dials up a screenplay, which is really not that bad against matching coverages or zone coverages. It's actually a pretty good call. And I get him into a 4th and 12 situation. He's able to get rid of the ball, but and not take a sack. But now he's kind of behind the 8 ball, and I'm in a situation where I can get that possession, from him, get him a 4th and out. So I actually hit him with the same blitz, and then he basically rage quits out. So he's pretty much over with this game. I jump into another game. Now I'm playing against someone to use the Carolina Panthers. So whenever you see like bad teams getting used online, it means 2 different things. Either somebody that really loves their team, or it is somebody that's a really good player that wants to beat people with bad teams. And when you go against these bad teams online, there's a high probability that it could be more likely it's somebody that is a good player, that basically is going to kind of carve you up. So he does get a fumble on me. He actually does, basically the deuce close play action. So what this guy was basically doing, he's quick snapping me. So I didn't really have a lot of time to react. I hit him with some pressure right here. He tries going ahead and throwing into this little crossing route. He goes the same play over and over again, and I'm able to go pick him off on the rare occasion where I actually pick this guy off in the game. It's very rare for me to do that, is to get user picks. I typically don't do that. Usually I'm out of position. So I am up 7-0. I got the ball back and scored on him. So he had the ball first possession, or actually no, I had the ball first possession. So it was good to be able to get that possession back, because if I would have rolled into the second half where him had an opportunity to go up like 2 scores, it would have been pretty ugly. So now he goes into a bunch formation, single back bunch, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit him with just an old school defense, which essentially is 2 blitzers, and they're going to have a flat zone out here, and then everybody else is going to be manned up. I'm going to use her over the middle of the field and just try to take away any kind of crossing routes and just poach the middle of the field with the hope that he doesn't see anything. He does play action. I'm carrying because he's got these routes that are coming across, but look what happens over here. He's got leverage, and he's got single coverage out there with my defensive back. He waits, I carry, and he takes a great shot over the top, but my defensive back, when I switch on, is able to go ahead and wall him off, and that was not an accurate pass. So he did play action cross, which essentially is a stock play, and he read it correctly. So this guy knows what he's doing. So now he actually jumps into basically a 3x1 set. And I actually jump into cover 9 because I want to get a guy out here. I've got matching principles up here. And this guy dials up the right play. This is the perfect play against the defense I'm running. I go ahead and man up the outside defender on the outside wide receiver, and I'm just going to watch for anything kind of coming over the middle of the field. That's like my responsibility because I've got to play this deep half, and also watch for, you know, I can let this guy go because I've got a defensive back that's going to go and carry with him. So I'm just watching for any kind of crossing routes over the middle of the field. But look what he does. He does like kind of a little hitch. He's got a streak, and then he's got this fade route against cover 9. Or any kind of palms type coverages, this will always get a free release. And you can see right here, he actually goes ahead and has a pass that was on target, basically hit perfectly. But my defensive player, who's 91 speed, actually came out there and played it correctly. So he was using that slot fade play. I think he does shock option with that particular play a little bit later on, but it was really dialing it up pretty well because I'm going into cover 9, but he's actually just hitting it correctly. It's just like the perfect play. So I've got this guy manned up, I've got this guy manned up, and right here, once again, I'm watching for anything to kind of cross over the middle of the field. That's my responsibility to cover things, anything that goes over the middle of the field. And look at this. He's got the crossers. He's got everything going this way, but he's got this guy isolated on my one defensive back, and he's just carrying right over the middle field. He's rolling out this way, and he's got me carrying my responsibilities, and he basically pretty much chose it. He actually hits Thielen. I guess he possession catched it in that type of situation, and I'm able to go and tackle him down there after he got a big play. So what he was doing, he was using a drive concept, and he was just doing a post route, I guess, or a slant to get across the field. So I was starting to get concerned about it. Like, okay, maybe I can't run this cover 6 or cover 9 coverage because he's just basically destroying me. Now he goes into a tight formation, and whenever I see tight formations, I like to go ahead and run cover 3 hard flats. It's just whenever I see it, I do hard flats. So I've got this guy out here, got this guy out here. We've got deep thirds. I've got a middle safety, and I like to play the guy in the box. This guy's in a hook zone, and this is my, I'm just going to go ahead and just look for kind of the crossing routes underneath. That's my responsibility, just kind of watch that. He tries a little trap. My defensive line just goes ahead and tackles him behind the line of scrimmage. So now I just kind of took away his option to run the ball. Now he goes back to this set, and I'm not adjusting to it correctly. So what I should be doing is putting another hard flat out here, and then right here I should be putting this guy into a deep third because I can't get beat on that that concept. So he's basically dragging this guy up, and he's pulling this guy down and getting this guy to position, and that's where I need to go ahead and put myself a deep third out there to go ahead and match up and go back to that. I wasn't making the adjustment quick enough. He was just quick snapping, and I had to flip the play to adjust to what he was doing, and as a result, basically I just was out of position. So he takes Hubbard, puts him into the end zone right there, and gets himself a touchdown. So up 14-7, basically 3 minutes left. He goes into basically a 4 here. I think what I was trying to do is I was trying to put this guy into a hook zone, him into a soft squat, and then actually put this guy into a deep half because I was labbing it before the game. You can see the guy's coming out. He actually hits the flat route. I've got a flat defender out there to go ahead and play that with cover 6. So he's just quick snapping to play. So he knows where he wants to go with the ball. Now I jump into cover, basically cover 4 quarters with the anticipation that he might try to jump into something a little bit different. I should be switching into that when he was coming down in a different set. He drops it down to the flat. I get a nice little block shed right there with my linemen and actually get him in a 3rd and 4 situation. So it's always good when you get an opponent into a 3rd situation. It's ideal. He goes into wing slot, and I go ahead and jump in a 4-4 split. And right here, I think it just jumped into cover 3 match just because I haven't shown it to him. And I've gotten some interceptions from it, but he actually drops it down underneath the line of scrimmage. He's able to go ahead and pick up a first down. So it's really good decision-making by him. Go back into tight Y off, and I think this is where I do get interception against this guy because he misreads it. So, okay, once again, I've got a hard flat out here. I've got another hard flat out here. My biggest concern what I have is because I've got, I've got this guy, he could go to the seam, but I've got a backup guy who's going to fall into it. He's probably going to play the seam a little bit and then pass it off to the middle guy, and I've got a hook zone that's going to get in the middle of that. So I'm concerned about this wide receiver because he's pulling out of his zone and he's filling the middle of the field, so he'll react to this, but he's going to be out of position. So I have to go ahead and make sure I take away any kind of a passy lane that's going to be a quick shot down the middle of the seam, because he'll see that open up. So you watch me what I do with Campbell. I go and press my guys down. I want to go and give him kind of an intimidated look, and then I'm going to fill the zone. See I'm filling this zone right here. I want to make sure that he can't hit me with a streak right there. And he's actually doing a levels concept, and I just carry over, and he actually tries to throw to this little levels concept, and I have a defender right there that actually poaches it. It gets a nice little interception and puts myself in kind of in the driver's seat right here. I'm able to go up 21 to 7 against my opponent. So it was a really good coverage that I selected and how I kind of played it, and he just misread it and didn't see that defender actually slid out. So back at it again. He's using the shock option, and I'm not adjusting to it. I put this guy out here into hard flat, but I should have been putting this guy to a third, and I think he actually takes a shot once again, slide over the line, leave my coverage right like so. He takes a shot up. I'm not able to go do that. The only reason he's missing that ball is because he's playing with a bad team. That's really the only reason. So right here, he goes into gun-wise stack, and I jump into a different variation. So basically, I jump into cover 2 of this with the gun-wise stack, and I want to take away, any kind of stuff over here. I want some defenders in the middle of the field. I'm going to play the middle of the field, and I've got deep halves that are actually playing for any kind of crossing stuff over the middle of the field. So now he's kind of confused. He's playing basic mesh, but the mesh is actually played pretty well. I think he was probably looking at this route, waiting for this to develop. Why I'm floating over here is beyond me. I should be back over here by these other routes over the middle, and I'm able to go ahead and get a strip sack, and I get the ball and actually carried into the end zone and able to go ahead and get another turnover, another touchdown, going up 28 to 7. So this guy's he's struggling against my defense. I'm getting a lot of great plays against him, and I think after that he just basically checks out in the game and quits out against me. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. I'll be rolling out some more defensive gameplays and stuff like that. If you'd like to see how I run my offense, you can go to my Patreon and basically access some of the ebooks and some of the formations that I developed. So thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.